What's up, family? Look, we're going to get into it real quick, right? Because you have to be strong, right? In dealing with these topics. And in 2025, we're particularly dealing with the word accountability, right? But in order to be accountable for your actions, you have to have balance. Accountability is synonymous with mathematics, right? Because you have to be analytical and you have to calculate your next moves, meaning that the moves you make has to be justified. You have to know why you're doing what you're doing and what you plan on getting out of the action that you've taken, right? So balance. Let me read this for you guys, right? Okay. In the definition of balance, right? You got upright and steady, right? You have to be centered. Now, how do one become upright, right? That comes through knowledge, comes through reading, comes through vocabulary. It comes from a sense of knowledge of who you are, or we say knowledge of self, which gives you balance. Now, why is balance important, right? Balance is important because you can't lean too far one way and you can't lean too far in the opposite direction. You have to have balance. What do I mean? Okay. If you focus too much on negativity, you will get negative results, right? If you focus on um, positive affirmations or things of value for yourself, you will get more value, right? And you want to be on the end of getting abundance, more value, more value, more abundance, right? So you have to have a self-checking mechanism that's telling you, hey, you're focusing too much on the negative, right? And you have to figure out, why are you focusing on negativity? Could it be something that spurred from your past? Who knows? That could be a reason why. Or no one showed you anything opposite than what you're used to, right? So you don't know how to focus on things of value because maybe you haven't had, or people pointed out things that was valuable in your life. That's why they say always be thankful for your blessings. Well, you have to be raised. It starts at home. Someone have to show you what you need to be blessed about, right? Uh, and give me an example, because different blessings means different things to different people, right? Let me see. Let me give you an example, right? Okay, time, right? And I'm just going to give you a brief example of time and meaning, right? So let's say time. Let's say growing up, which we all had this happen in time, or we knew someone like this, right? You growing up, and let's say someone has a television in their house, right? But another person didn't have a television in their house, right? So the one with the television in the house could go to school and talk about a program that they've seen, right? And other children on the playground, let's say your recess, other children on the playground watch this same show, so they talking about it, right? They are on time with that particular program. But you say didn't have a television at home, then you're not in those times. You don't know what they're talking about, so you're not on time with those who did. You know, by the time you getting secondhand news where they watching the news, they're watching this different program, they're hearing this warning. So everybody that's communicating with each other that had the television set, they're on for a specific time, right? That's can be seen as beneficial to those who had a device that kept them up with the time or the news of that hour, right? But say you didn't have a television set though, right? And so you had to focus on what was around the house. Let's say you learning um, cooking skills, right? Because there's no TV. You might be in a big family, so your mom, your father, whatever, cooking was a thing, and you got a chance to sit and watch things been prepared from scratch. You know all about it, right? And so as you get older, you might cook, and people say, "Well, wow, damn, your food is good. You didn't go to school for this." No, because you use your time learning a skill that you didn't even notice it was a skill, and someone said, "Hey, I got some money, I can invest in you, and you can open up this restaurant or whatever." So your time was still used wisely, right? So you still can benefit. Those who had the television set in their homes still can benefit because they are in technological times, and they can grow and create revenue or income from that, just as the one who watched the cooking can grow and create a restaurant and create revenue from the time he spent learning how to cook and prepare food. So it still comes out balanced, is what I'm saying. And so being balanced gives one a sense of a comfort, right? You can relax, you can exhale when you're balanced. When you off balance, things are wobbly. It doesn't go right. And when you're off balance, what usually happens, you tip over and you fall, right? And hopefully you have the sense to pick yourself back up and figure out where you went wrong and how to become balanced, right? So that's the key for accountability, is becoming balanced in oneself. Know thyself. That's why it says that it's very important. Know that you have to know you, right? And then you have to know how this universe works. And you have to know why certain things, certain mythologies and parables and stories was regenerated over and over again to teach lessons far beyond into the future. And they use parables, they use myths, they use different stories to pass to the future generations of their loved ones. So they can learn from the mistakes that was made in the past. Balance. But let me read you a couple of more, right? So we close this thing out, right? Okay. So now it says a condition in which different elements are equal or in the correct proportions, right? Elements, proportions, equality, right? And that's the whole purpose of history. And in February, look, although I stated that I'm moving on past dealing with race um, as my main topic, but we will delve deeper in February, Black History Month, to show why things have to equal out and why we talk about reparations and why people talk about incidents that took place in the past, right? Why are people talking about the 1740 Negro Act where blacks couldn't use drums, right? And then that created the tap dance. We can get into all of that. We know we can get it. We got a plethora of that. But I'm just saying, moving forward in time, it's about solutions, being balanced, and being accountable. And so elements, right? Okay, elements or elementary is learning. Learning the elements of life helps you to become balanced. If not, then you will have what they call karma or consequence of your actions. And so in the movie Accountability, you will see the creation of the character, the gas man. Well, who is the gas man? The gas man is that force that comes to punish or deal with you if you're not doing what's supposed to be done, or the consequences of bad decisions, bad choices, and bad actions, because everything checks everything. That's why they say you get away with nothing. Nobody gets away. And you know it. Man, when you reach a certain age in life, you realize don't nobody get away with nothing. When you're younger, you think you're outsmarting the system, or you outsmarting the universe, right? Or you may see someone who failed, that was unbalanced, that was doing something uh, that would be considered harmful to society, harmful to themselves, and you say, "Well, I know where they went wrong at." You know what I mean? I'll do it better than them. They got caught slipping. They don't catch me slipping like that. But it don't matter. You don't better get away with nothing. You might not fall down that rabbit hole, but there's another one you'll fall down. This is part of the game, because the universe was set up for checks and balances, and you can't get around universal law because you was created under the law, right? So the law or the universal law was already in existence before you was even created. That's why you'll see older people just sit back and watch, because they already know, because they've been through it. They done fell down that pothole 1,000 times, and they'll tell you, "Hey, don't go that way." But y'all, you don't know what you're talking about, and fall down the same pothole. But they can't be mad at you because they did it too. They fell down the same pothole too. You know, it's all part of the game. So in 2025, you have to center yourself, and there are methods in order to center yourself. They got sound baths, they got meditation, certain books, uh, 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 walking, or walk through nature, or whatever that you can do as a debrief of the down period to relax and meditate and focus on your life, and then focus on your next move, on your next decision. That's why they say your next move best be your best move. You feel me? Because you can't get back wasted time. That's the only thing you can't get back. Time is gone. So you have to utilize and be accountable for time. And we can get on the subject of time, but we'll do that in a later date. But respect your time, and respect others people's time too, because the world don't revolve around your time. Your time is your time, right? And that person's time is that person's time, and that person's time is that person's time. So stop putting yourself in other folks' time as their business, right? And so be accountable, right? The movie Accountability coming real soon. Oh, shout outs before we go though. I gotta do something. Shout out to Naomi and Ruth, right? Shout out to Robin Williams, right? Shout out to Shantae. Shout out to the whole crew, cast, crew, actors, actresses, writers that partaken in making Accountability, featuring Gas Man, the Gas Man, to be a success. And that I created that character, the Gas Man, as uh, your the your lower vibration self that will come up and check your higher vibrational self if it's getting off balance, right? And then when they come, it hits hard, right? To put enough fear in you to say, let me, let me get back on the right path. Let me get back on the right track, right? Because I don't want that gas man to reach up and snatch me, right? Verbal Prick Radio. We are.